Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 11. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, thanks for sticking in there with me, okay? It's a long road, honey. The Married at First Sight road is a long one, so thank y'all for sticking in there with me. Child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So we see Jasmine and Arris, Kirsten and Nicole, Kirsten and Shaquille, and their new plant, Gina and Clint having casual conversation before they retire to separate bedrooms and whatnot, Kirsten and Shaq. So she's going for petties with her friend, right? So she's like, yeah, I just can't even believe that it's been a month. Like, it just went by so fast, I just can't believe it. So as she's sitting there preparing to get her feet rubbed and whatnot, she's like, yeah, it's just crazy because I really just want him to hold me and comfort me, so I can open up because things are moving a little bit slower and so that I can feel comfortable. When he comes home, I'm like, don't just come in and say, hey, girl, gone. You and that monotone voice of yours, gone, honey. You won't even kiss the man. What are you talking about? So her friend is like, well, girl, I'm surprised because at the wedding, he was all over you. She's like, yeah, sometimes he gives me attention, but it's about the communication. He isn't showing me anything and we're supposed to be moving past me not being physically attracted to him. Kirsten, do you hear yourself? Like, I'm starting to think that the prerequisite for this season had to be, are you insane? Because, girl, what are you even talking about? She was like, with him pulling back, it's not going to help me grow. Kirsten is running me crazy. She is running me crazy. She's like, yeah, I really want to open up and be vulnerable with him. And he's patient. But, we still have to have conversations because I don't want him to go into decision day feeling like he doesn't know me or like I didn't give my all to him. You're giving him nothing. Last episode, when you were playing with those home medics and you had that blindfold on, you were sitting there in the dark and you still didn't give nothing. So what do you want him to do? You are giving me a headache. Okay, you're playing in my face. You're playing with his bald head. I'm sick of it. Okay, I'm just sick of it. And I feel like you're putting on a front in front of everybody that you come in contact with. Will the real Kirsten please stand up? Shout out to Eminem. Girl, who are you? Like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand it, y'all. I really don't. I feel like you're playing it up for the cameras so you don't look crazy. But in essence, it's making you look crazy because you are sending extreme mixed signals. And right now, honey, me, the viewing public, and Shaquille, we don't give a damn. Like, what are you talking about? Talking about I feel rejected in this marriage. Like, are we going to be able to communicate if he's not giving me the attention? Like, the attraction has grown between us. Has it? Girl, I ain't got time. Chris and Nicole. So her dad is visiting the shared apartment for the first time. Hey, daddy. And she's giving him a tour. And Chris is hoping that her dad will see that the marriage is working. So they step outside to talk. And he asks if he feels married. And he's telling him, it feels like we've been together forever. It doesn't feel like it's only been a month. So her dad is basically telling him, listen, this is the honeymoon stage. Okay, he better ask Alexis because she was saying the same thing about her and Justin over there. Shout out to Justin. Honey, y'all know Justin got him a new love child. That's just a side note. I said, look at Justin. Anywho, so he said that it feels like they've been together forever. Dad is like, listen, that's the honeymoon stage. Nicole is a lot. Okay, if you take a step back, she gonna take 10 steps forward. Okay, so what I'm telling you right now is you got to make sure that you're not only pleasing Nicole, but that you're pleasing yourself as well. Don't be a people pleaser. So then dad gets in his confessional. He's like, I feel like I just need to say it on camera. He needs BDE. Okay, we don't want to hear it. Okay, and dad, Chris is not all that compromising. Where's her damn dog? Oh, okay, just showing up. Oh, okay. Now, I did like the fact that dad told him to also put himself first. But Chris is not a stranger to putting himself first. Because again, is her dog's visiting or does the dog live there? Oh, okay. Moving forward. Arris and Jasmine. So he went to hang out with his friend Harold, right? Now, baby, this right here was a fool. So he went to hang out with his friend Harold. He's like, yeah, I can't believe it's been a whole month. You know what I'm saying? I just can't believe it. So his friend is like, it ain't no baby, is it? Y'all didn't get it. Ain't no honeymoon baby, is it? The only baby that is between Arris and Jasmine will be those puppies. Okay, not a baby. a baby in sight. He said, well, dang. He said, nah, ain't no babies. I mean, we ain't even done none of that. He said, dang, what base you on? What base are you on? Are we in middle school? What base are you on? He said, yeah, I ain't even put the uniform on. That's because you aren't in the game. Okay, you're an alternate. I wouldn't even put you on my roster. Baby, you would not even be considered for my team. Listen to me, Jasmine. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Every time Arris opens his rabbit mouth, is to say how much he doesn't like your whatever, how he's not attracted to you, how you don't have this, how you don't have that. Now he ain't even put the uniform on. Listen, ma'am, I would not put him in the game, okay? Because I am sure that he will not score, okay? If you know, you know. Moving forward. So his friend is like, boy, you a virgin again. Probably always has been. He don't even know how to pronounce orgy. Talking about orgy. Talking about, nah, I probably had an orgy. You little doofus. What is an orgy? Huh? Oh, okay. You don't know. So his friend is like, well, what you need from her? Like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do things to make it better? What he needs from her is a divorce so she can be free. He's like, well, I mean, you know, I'm not physically attracted to her. Now, she's attractive, don't get me wrong, but you know how that person may not be your type, but they have swag? Swag? Okay, get this adolescent off my screen, child. I don't have time for this. We are in our 40s. Swag? If you're looking for swag, okay, I've seen all I need to see, honey. He's like, you know, they may be funny or they may dress well or they're a sneakerhead. You're looking for a sneakerhead with swag. Why don't you hang out down there at one of the universities in Nashville, honey? You're married. You are a grown man that is 40 years old and you want swag. You want a swagged out sneakerhead. Do y'all see how stupid that sounds? And this is what we have to deal with. And y'all wonder why I'm here every Wednesday night giving y'all reviews, because baby, this is what we have to choose from. They want us to be a swagged out sneakerhead. Like, he's like, I don't have none of that. Like, she doesn't have anything. He is really beginning to piss me off. I would love to see these past women, because I can guarantee you it's not how he's making it seem. You aren't even trying, Arris. You're not even trying, airhead. Oh, child. Chris and Nicole and Gina and Clint. So they're going on a double date. They're going on a comedy bus tour. I found out that Clint is from H-Town. I said, okay, Clint from Houston. Okay. He earned a point from me. So, child, they're on this inappropriate bus tour, because I know when them cameras go down, y'all doing something y'all ain't got no business doing. So they're on this bus tour, and this city slicker in Nicole don't know what they talking about, honey. She don't know what's going on. Her and Chris sitting there like a deer caught in headlights. I was like, child, this was a whole fool, honey. So they pull up to this distillery to do a little moonshine tasting. And they were just throwing them back and throwing them back. Shots, 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 shots. Honey, all that moonshine gonna have them lit up like a Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. Do y'all hear me? When I tell y'all they had so many shots, as a matter of fact, Clint said they had 377 different flavors. So yeah. So they start talking. And I can see that Clint is really trying. And I like Clint. Okay, he all right with me. Clint is all right with me. I have officially adopted Clint. So they started talking about name changes, and Nicole was like, you know, at 1 month, I can't say that I'm willing to change my name on everything. You know, your social security cards, your driver's license, like I have to do all that stuff. So Gina was like, yeah, I mean, if we make it past decision day after a year, then I'll change it. So whatever your last name is, Gina, it will stay the same. Girl gone. Clint, don't hold your breath, because if you're waiting for Gina to change her last name, you'll be working down there at that salon shampooing girls on your off day, because she will not be changing that last name. But it's a cute thought, though. Arris and Jasmine. So he's taking her to a rage room. He better be glad he was Jasmine, because the number of accidents and oops I would have had would be something else. I'd be like, oh my God, I done hit him in the head. My bad. Baby, the way that bat would have been flying, honey, it would have been a whole bunch of RBIs up in that room. Real bad injuries, baby. Real bad injuries. Anywho, I would have been something else. I am pissed that this was even a thought nearing their year anniversary. What kind of date is this? And I thought Elijah Isaac and his neck tattoo was something else. Baby, Arris is really taking the cake. She's like, is there anything that you need to let out? He's like, I just need you to let out the world. You know, the world, it's too much. I'm just over it. I'm tired of him playing with Jasmine. She deserves so much better. He rather release in this rage room than release with his wife. And what kind of rage room has 4 items in it? He can't even choose an activity right. Y'all are in a matchbox with a telephone and 2 TVs. It's giving ignorance. 1 month anniversary, Clint and Gina. So Clint is in need of an IV because, honey, he had way too many moonshine shots. So they're going to recreate their honeymoon. Child, y'all need to stay far away from any memory of that honeymoon from hell. But congrats. Chris and Nicole. He says he has a huge surprise for Nicole. So he has this little helicopter that is like flying around the apartment. So she comes out and the helicopter directs her to a note. And he tells her that they're taking a helicopter ride. I thought that was so sweet. Now, me personally, I'm afraid of small planes, so I would not. Honey, I'm afraid of big planes as well, but I like to travel. But that would be a no for me, but that was so beautiful. Shaquille and Kirsten. So they're going to get their roll bounce on at the skating rink. And, child, they got on knee pads, helmets, elbow pads. I don't remember all that. Child, I just put the skates on and go for it. I was like, why aren't they holding hands? Like, doing couple skate. Why aren't they playing romantic music? Like, what is this? So they sit down to eat in the middle of this empty rink. And she's like, yeah, I'm enjoying you. Are you? So she was like, yeah, I just feel like we have a bright future. Like, I can't wait to spend time with you. I can't wait to travel with you. So, of course, Shaquille calls BS. He said, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your element, like with your family and your friends. Like, I want to see more of you, get to know who you are. She's like, well, in order to do that, you have to be around me. Girl, he has to work. Like, you want a hangout buddy. You want a good Judy. He has to work, ma'am. He's like, you don't think I'll be around you? Like, I do hang out with you. What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I need more. I feel like it's going to allow us to feel comfortable and for me to let my guard down. I just feel like we need to communicate. Ma'am, you keep adding more things for him to attain. You keep moving the goalpost. 1 minute, it was, I'm just a little bit guarded. It's going to take me a little bit longer. Now it's communication. Now he ain't around you. Then it was, Kirsten, what is it, honey? What is it? He's like, how much more time do you need to let your guard down? She's like, yeah, I'm just doing it. It's happening day by day. Girl, nothing is happening. It's like Groundhog's Day. You have the same conversation about nothing every episode. For 11 episodes, starting with I do, you have said the exact same thing to Shaquille every single episode. Y'all haven't moved one step forward since y'all been together. Not one. The cha-cha slide is moving faster than y'all. 1 hop this time. Right foot, 2 stomps. Baby, y'all not even doing that. Y'all not even doing that, honey. What is this? Oh, child. Moving forward. So he feels like they keep having the same conversations, but nothing is changing. Nothing is moving forward. Kirsten is purposely misunderstanding Shaquille's intent. She's talking about, well, we have a lifetime. No, ma'am. Your show is on Lifetime. You ain't got nothing. He ready to say no. You have to get to decision day first before you have a lifetime. Girl, I don't have time. I don't have time for the gaslighting. You're gaslighting this man, knowing that this is going absolutely nowhere. You're playing in our faces. I'm starting to get confused, honey. I'm trying to figure out, is Shaquille the problem? Honey, now you're confusing me and I don't like it. Clint and Gina. So they're on their way to do some hiking, and child Clint is all in the water, fully immersed in the experience. Meanwhile, Gina is over there on a rock. This season. Oh, child, just in the season. She gonna say, I asked for that. I asked for somebody who's going to be loyal and who's going to be there. I can see myself spending the rest of my life with Clint. I'm not about to play with you. Jasmine and Arris. So she's looking very pretty in her dress, honey. Stunning. Okay, get into it. Slim thick. I love it. So she has on her pretty dress. And Mr. She ain't got no swag when he's sitting up there wearing this basic Hanes Her Way t-shirt and his F-boy Jordans that he probably stood in line for all morning, Christmas Eve, to make sure that he could get them. He seemed like the type. Anywho, they get there. They sit down on this bench and they're looking at their wedding photos. And she's now realizing that she is now more guarded than she was when they got married. That is because he beats you down every chance he gets. So they reread their vows, and Arris has done not one thing that he wrote. Not one. So she's like, do you think you've put in the effort every day? He's like, I mean, I'm just realizing that I'm married. I mean, it's so fast. It's like we got married, went to the honeymoon, living together. Bam, 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 bam. What did you think you signed up for? He said, the marriage is it's not like what I thought it was going to be. I had hoped to find a woman, but, with her, it's just not what I hoped. But I'm hoping that I can find a common middle ground. Middle ground with your wife? And then he sounds and looks sad as hell when he talks about their marriage. Just say no. Just like the DARE program, honey. Just say no. You don't want to be married to her, so make sure that you say no on decision day. And other couples are making memories, and y'all sitting over here on a park bench. You couldn't even zhuzh it up for her on the 1-month anniversary. Chris and Nicole. So they're all dressed up to go on their date. Nicole, you looked so pretty in that pink dress. That was really flattering on you. You looked really good, girl. So anywho, Nicole said the thing that she loves about Chris is she never has to question if he likes her because he always shows her that he does. And I love that for her. I really do. It is nothing worse than wondering if your person thinks that you're their person. Like, I know, ladies, y'all can relate. It's like you're in a relationship and then there have been ups and downs, and now it's kind of feeling like that person is pulling away and you just don't really know. Arris. Okay? But the fact that she says, he lets me know all the time that he likes me. I thought that was so sweet. Gina and Clint. So she has decorated the apartment like Jamaica. Clint walks in and she's like, welcome to Jamaica. Here he go. Talking about, wow, I didn't bring my passport. And damn Clint, he is a mess. So they sit down to eat and they're talking about what they want for month 2. Child, let's just get past the first one first, okay? Somehow it got back to Gina's salon. And then shout out to the Sola salon. And they're sitting there, they're complimenting each other, which I thought was very refreshing. They're having just lighthearted conversation. And Clint said he feels like they've made leaps. Yes, honey, leaps and bounds. I'm glad that Gina actually moved in. I'm not sure if it will go past friends, but it's nice to see the two of them communicating in a respectful manner. Jasmine and Arris. So child, they're in the middle of this grass eating dinner. He looking like he don't even want to be there. He asked her what she's looking forward to. She said, I'm looking forward to moving forward. So she was like, where's your head at? Where are you? He's like, at first I was out, but I want to kind of get to a middle ground with you. She said, well, we've been stagnant. He said, I've been struggling not to hurt your feelings, and just saying what I want. And she was like, what does that mean? He said, well, I feel like, not to have sex till after decision day. So there's no weight on my shoulders. She said, well, I'm not expecting it. Oh, seriously. Okay, now I'm being so serious because I'm starting to get upset. Please don't cast another weirdo loser that just signed up because they were bored. For her to say, I don't expect sex from my husband as an attractive woman, that is insane. This woman said, well, I wasn't expecting it. And then she goes, do you feel like it was a weight? Arris, you know what? I'm so sick of hearing how unattracted to her you are. What else is there about Jasmine that you do like? I haven't heard one thing about her that you like. You picked on her because she was eating bacon. You picked on her because she was living in the dog pound. You picked on her because of this. You're picking on her because of that. She's a 4 and you're a 12. What do you like about her? Do you like her name? She has a very beautiful name. Like, I need something. So she's like, well, so we're not having sex until after decision day, but we're going to grow intimacy in other ways, right? He said, yeah. She was like, yeah, so we can get you more in than out. Girl, let him be out and let him stay out. Okay, don't ever let him back in. She's like, well, I'm willing to put in the work, but I can't do it alone. He's like, yeah, I feel like wait because, I've always had meaningless sex and I feel like sex will make her even more attracted to me. I feel like it may work in her favor, for really being real. I'm sure it's trash and it'll turn her right on off 100%. So go ahead and go to Pound Town so she'll leave you alone because I'm getting sick of you acting like she's one of those puppies panting at the door as soon as you get home. Sex, 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 sex. She's not worried about you in that way. Like somebody feeling themselves. You got a big ego. Shout out to Beyonce. Boy, if you don't gone. Moving forward. And quite frankly, I haven't even really just heard Jasmine just voice that she thinks you're the bee's knees. Yes, she said you're attractive. And yes, she said my husband's fine and whatnot. But the way you make it seem is like she's this little awkward, weird girl that you met in third period. And she keeps following you around the hallways. And she asked you out to the Sadie Hawkins Day dance. And you said yes because your mom forced you to go because your moms are best friends. You're getting on my nerves. Okay? You're getting on my nerves. Chris and Nicole. So they're at home now and they're watching their wedding video. Nicole isn't happy with what she sees and she's like, oh my God, I looked terrible. I looked really bad. And Chris is like, no, you looked good. Chris feels like she's being overly critical. Well, I'm not going to put too much on Nicole because when you see yourself looking back and it's something that you don't like, you're like, oh, dang, that's on TV, or I should have had this, or I should have looked this way. And I mean, I feel like that was normal. Now, I know for some, it's probably like, Nicole, stop. You're going to run him away. What? I feel like that was normal, but maybe that's just me. And I mean, you did tell her you don't normally date thicker girls. So now you got that in her head and she's sitting there looking at herself with the raccoon eyes because they didn't do her makeup right. I mean, now we have the backstory to it, but she doesn't like the way that she looked. He was like, I mean, her doing that, it's kind of like an annoyance. Chris, hush. You having your dogs there and you breaking down crying like somebody had passed away. That was an annoyance as well. But she was right there for you. So I don't want to hear anything about you saying she's annoying. Moving forward. In the next scene, all of the couples are going out to dinner together. They're all on the Sprinter. Gina's throwing shade to Clint, but he took it on the chin, child. They having a good time. They get to the dinner, right? Of course, Nicole is taking over like she's the group leader. Well, let me hear how your anniversaries went. How's everything going? Ma'am. Oh, my goodness. So then Clint and Gina tell the group that they're connecting and they've turned things around. Child, Gina still don't want that man. Anywho. So then she turns it to Jasmine and Arris. So Jasmine was like, well, I'm attracted to him. I mean, and if it grows, great. And if not, I just have to accept that. Stop asking them questions because it pains me every time I see him sitting there looking stupid and she says out loud, he isn't attracted to me. I don't want to hear it anymore. I really don't. I don't want to hear it anymore. So stop asking them questions. Read the room, Snooky. So then out of everything, okay, they've had an entire conversation. Out of everything, he asked, is married sex different from single sex? I say, what now? Now, why would you ask that, you little deviant? Why? They move on over to Shaquille and Kirsten. Child, I don't know what they went over there for either. She's like, well, I mean, the chemistry is there. I mean, a little bit. I mean, it's kind of there. She wasn't saying anything. Nicole looked at her. She said, girl, are you asleep? Nicole said, girl, wake up. Baby, don't she get chamomile tea? Kirsten gonna give sleepy time airhead if she don't do nothing else, y'all. So Shaquille said, I mean, I've been giving her grace. Like, I've been giving her grace, so I don't understand what's going on. I feel like the chemistry is there. He said he feels like he's been giving his all and the same energy is not being given back to him. Snooks, get out of these people's business, okay? It's cringy at this point. You're making the dinner hella awkward. Everybody's sitting there on edge. None of the couples like each other besides you and Chris, so just leave it alone. So Chris starts offering his advice. Here comes Kirsten with the, it just takes time. It just takes patience. Kirsten, give me a break. It don't take that much time. I have more of a connection with the Amazon delivery driver than you do with your own damn husband. It don't take that long. In the next scene, they get home and Kirsten and Shaq, they're talking. Now, mind you, she drapes her leg over his lap so that he can take her shoes off, which I thought was very sweet. So he's taking her shoes off and he's upset because she says something with him. And then when they get to the group, it's something totally different. She was like, well, you don't ask me. She starts talking in circles, talking about, well, you have to ask me where I'm at with the intimacy. You have to ask me. So he said, I do ask you. You don't think I ask you? She was like, when have you asked me? He said, okay, I'm going to ask you right now. Where are you with our marriage? Where are you? She said, I feel like we can work on the intimacy and communication. I just have to pause for 1 second because this is just, I have never seen nothing like this. You know, but I have seen something like this. It's giving Jasmina. Remember when Jasmina wanted Michael to constantly open up and she wasn't giving nothing? That's exactly what Kirsten is doing times 10. So he tells her, he's like, I don't think I can be with somebody I feel like I'm all in, but you still have your guard up. Like, I don't think I can be with somebody like that. I know that's right, honey. Let her have it. Because Kirsten is constantly playing these mind games, and she thinks that Shaquille will just sit idly by and take it because she's pretty. It doesn't work like that. Are you in or are you out? And judging from next week's preview, and that was the end of the episode. And judging from next week's preview, y'all, I see he got a kiss after questioning her, okay? After he put his foot down, I see he got a kiss. Okay, I guess she was just waiting for him to really just get rough with her. Maybe she want a roughneck. Gotta get a roughneck. Shout out to MC Light. Oh, child, these people are crazy. Anywho, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to have a live tomorrow night. I will think about it, but you guys will be the first to know. So check the community tab for an update and meet me there at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time if we do have a live, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.